We got work to do.
Welcome to Highway to Hell, a supernatural podcast. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Christine.
And today we have a Mailbag Minisode.
And we teach ourselves again how to podcast.
Yes, since we haven't done this in quite a long time.
Like we were just talking about it before starting the recording. It's, been almost 2 months, not quite.
Yeah, because I think it was the end of November when
I think so too.
It was like a week before your wedding, I think. The last time we recorded. And now it's the end of January and things have changed, guys. It's a new decade. On top of a new year. Christine is a wife now, as well as her own woman, you know. And
thanks for noting that. It's true.
It's true.
And also, I would say in bigger news, Kristen is a new mommy.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
I think I told you. Yeah, I think I told you, like, I was signing, like, paperwork at the doctor's office, and it's, like, mother's name. And I'm like, what? Oh, my God. I'm a mother? What?
Who gave me this responsibility?
Who did? Jesus. Oh, God, it's so much. But yeah, things have definitely changed.
All
Christine's
better,
wedding was... Yeah, and your wedding was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You were beautiful and stunning. I did cry a little bit. I did. I actually had to look away from what is it called when you like have an out of body experience? Like I had to basically disassociate myself during the wedding vows because I did not want to cry in front of people.
Don't listen.
Yeah, I was just like, look at that tree over there. I was literally thinking that. Oh, that tree looks very interesting because I just did not want to cry because I would have been bawling up there. Yeah.
It was very sweet. And that was one part that we got a lot of compliments on, which was kind of funny, but everyone was like, oh my God, your vows. I was like, thanks.
Yeah, they were so good.
We put a lot of thought into it and it was a beautiful wedding. It was exactly what I wanted and checked that box. We're moving on. I got my name changed. I got my new social security card, which is a very weird experience because they take your old one. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to take this to the back to get shredded. And I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess. I just didn't think of that.
I didn't either. I know. And it was like, my identity is being destroyed. It was really weird.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I didn't change my name when I got married, but I did have sort of a similar experience where when I moved to Texas and I was getting my Texas driver's license, they asked for my California driver's license, or I didn't have a license at that time. I just had an ID, but they asked for it and I didn't know that they were going to shred it and take it from me.
That's weird.
And so I handed it over and they're like, okay, yeah, well, it's now ours and we have to shred it. I'm like, what? Like, I can't keep it? And they're like, no, like if you want a Texas ID, you have to.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
Get rid of it. Yes. And I was so upset about it because one, not only was it my Californian identity being shredded, but also it was during the time when California had started producing these really beautiful ID cards. It had like the Golden State Bridge on the back in like a shimmer, kind of like metallic, and it was very beautiful to look at. And it actually, they stopped producing them shortly after because it was so, one, expensive to make, and then two, like it took forever to
To
make
make it.
them. Like I remember
Damn it.
getting
So
it
you had
and it
one.
took like weeks to get it. Yeah.
And they shred
And I
them.
had one of those. Yes. And so it was probably worth money now, right? Because they stopped producing them, or maybe in like 100 years or something. But
Right.
like, no, I
That's so
shouldn't have
sad.
given it up. I should have said, no, I don't have one, or something like that, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it was a
but
weird experience.
things have been pretty crazy. Wedding stuff was really crazy at the end, and so we had to cut to our hiatus early on, of course, because it was just, I mean, we were so busy at the end of last year.
Yeah, we had high hopes for recording, and then we would come up on the day where we had planned to do that, and it was like, this is not going to happen. There
Yeah.
was just
And
no
actually,
way.
we were supposed to end on, oh God, I don't even remember the episode's name. And it's so good. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, Abandon All Hope. So we were supposed to end 2019 with Abandon All Hope, which is a really great episode. And a really kind of like a mid-season finale almost. It's like a big episode. And the day that we were supposed to record, I think we like talked on the phone, or like we were texting or something, and we were just like, so like, how are you feeling? And both of us just sounded so exhausted. And I thankfully, we suggested that we just, not record it, because, and I'm grateful for that, because it is such a great episode. It would have been such a shitty
Yes.
podcast episode.
Yes, I remember thinking, if we do this now, it's going to be awful because I am
Hmm.
not really here. We're not going to give it the justice it deserves. We won't be able to really talk
Yeah.
about it because we're just so tired. Um
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very glad, and I don't regret that decision. Of course, it sucks because we've been away for so long, and we do miss you guys. And then, of course, the beginning of this year has been crazy, not just for me, but for you as well. I think because you're
uh-huh.
filling in for me at work,
Yeah.
and so that's been crazy.
Yeah, and just I mean, what
Um,
that means too is like that I'm learning is uh I'm helping kind of fill in for you. Not I'm not helping kind of fill in for you. I am you right now. It's happening. I'm being pulled
yeah.
in every direction that you would be, in addition to what I was doing before.
Yeah.
There's not another me to replace the me who was in that previous position. So it's just been insane. And I think, I was saying earlier, I think a lot of it is just because it's the beginning of the year. There's all these projects due right
Yeah.
now. Everyone is now back from vacation, and things that were on hold have to keep moving, and it's just nuts. But
It's already always so crazy at the beginning of the year.
mhm.
Now, like shorthanded, and you filling in two different positions. It's, yeah, I can just imagine.
It's a lot, but it's kind of fun in a weird way. Like, even though I'm literally physically dying every day because it's so stressful, I
Yeah.
think I like it. So once it dies down a little bit, I'm just hoping that, in the next month or so, we'll kind of get a handle on things a little better, and it won't be this like crazy beginning of the year like rush to get all this shit done. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
it'll get better. It'll be worth it.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yes. After like mid-February is usually when it, like, you can breathe a little bit,
Great.
typically. So I hope it's the
Yeah, I'm
same
gonna look
this
forward to
year.
that.
Oh man. And of course, motherhood is busy, apparently.
Turns out.
There's turns out you don't get a lot of sleep. And you know, those little things, they keep you real busy. My little spawn. But she's amazing, and it's yeah.
I can
I
vouch for
totally
that.
get it now. It's so cheesy when you hear like, you're just gonna fall in love with her as soon as you see her. And it's like, yeah, I get it now. It's so true.
They were right.
She's awesome. Yeah, they were totally right.
She is pretty awesome. She's not even my baby, and I love her. I got to see her once so far, and she was just precious. I think you felt bad because she was really fussy while I was there, but that's exactly what I expected. So it
She
didn't hurt
was
my
really
feelings.
fussy. She's usually very calm. It's so funny though because she's a very calm baby, but also she's really aggressive and very like when she gets angry, she gets angry. Like she makes noises like she just hates you and wants to fight you, and she literally punches and kicks you. It's crazy. So
Jeez.
yeah, I have a little. I know.
You're gonna have to
I
put her
don't
in
know.
karate or
Maybe she gets
something.
it from me. Yeah, just to take
Yeah.
it out. Take it out on
No,
somebody else instead
right.
of
No
us.
ballet classes for this girl. She needs fighting lessons.
Yeah. Oh man.
I think you've been doing really, really well
But
though. It's pretty
that's
awesome. And
thank
yeah,
you.
I hope you're proud of yourself right now because it's been a lot. And I'm impressed.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm just trying to hold my head above water and just learning all about being a mother. Being a mother.
Whoa.
Which is so weird. I know, I know. But it's so weird. It's actually been a lot of it has been very instinctual. Like I never carried babies before this. Like my in-laws would whenever they would have a new baby in the family, they would give the baby to me or try to give the baby to me. And I would just be like, I don't want to hold this. I'm so sorry. Like, this is not,
That's kind of how I am
I
right now.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
It's
kind
like,
of, this
okay,
is
this is
freaky.
cool for a couple minutes. You can have her back.
Yeah, you could just take it. Take it away. But so I was surprised by how like yes at first like that first day I was like what why did they just give this baby to me? How can they trust me with it? But no, it's now like I'm changing diapers like with
One hand.
safely, not with yeah, safely with one hand and both eyes closed in the middle of the night. But yeah, I'm like a pro now, man, at poop diapers and all that good stuff. I'm just on it. So it's crazy how like instinct kind of kicks in a little bit.
That is crazy. But thank God.
Hmm.
You need that.
Yeah, or else
That's a good
I
thing.
know for real. Um, but yeah, that's been our lives pretty much for the past 2 months while we've been away. We haven't been resting, unfortunately. We've been
No.
working super hard in our personal lives and professional lives, as you can see and hear, rather. But so, I think, we haven't really talked about it yet, a little bit, but we're going to be making a slow start back into recording, just, kind of giving us some room to be able to get back into it
Yeah, gonna ease back into
and
that.
yeah, exactly. So guys, we have a few listener emails that you guys sent back. I mean, the first one is all the way back from August, so we've been just hoarding these.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, so also I was gonna say on that note, we have other emails and things that looks like we've received since the last one that we're gonna look at today. Um, so if you don't hear your email or anything today, we'll get you next time. Just an FYI.
yeah. Mhm. Um, but as we continue season 5, as we get back into it, please continue to send your emails to highwaytohellpodcast@gmail.com. We will repeat that at the end of this episode. And then, so have your pen and paper ready. No, but the first one that we received back in August and that we're, going to go over, um, is from Melissa. And she said, congratulations about, the baby and all of that, because I think I had made the announcement around this time. And she said, I'm not sure if this has ever been discussed, but have you ever thought of planning a fan meetup with the listeners? I know you are both so busy and I'm not sure of your thoughts, but I think it would be so much fun. Um, as always, love listening to you ladies and hearing your thoughts. Never fail to make me smile and get excited to listen to your reactions of what's to come. Keep up the good work. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. You are so sweet.
Yeah, you're very sweet because I I don't think that you would want to meet me in person.
She gets really weird around people.
I get really weird. I mean, let's just go back to the convention, right? So, like, I think we had mentioned it during our convention wrap up episode
Yeah.
that I had thought, you know, yeah, we're gonna go to the convention and we're just gonna chat up all these people,
Give out flyers and
and
tell them about our
yeah,
podcast and connect.
hey, have you listened to Highway to Hell? No, like I get very nervous around people, and as soon as I got there I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like to talk to people. I get very nervous."
We
And
walked in and I
um
think I looked over at you and you were just like standing there and your eyes were really big, just like looking around at everybody. And you're like, why did I think I wanted to do that?
yeah, I know. It would have been such a great thing to do. And I don't know, maybe now that like we've experienced a convention and the second one around
Mhm.
I might feel more secure or just comfortable with myself, and so maybe I can work my way up there for the next one. But yeah, that's very sweet, Melissa.
Yeah,
I don't know about you,
that's
Christine, but
I
I
was gonna say that. So
would
that's what
probably
Kristen thinks.
ball up. Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny. It's just like your first thought is like, oh, people. Yeah. I get it. I totally get it. I don't know. I mean, I think it would be fun too. I don't know where everybody is located. What kind of a meetup people would want to do. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like going out to Jensen's brewery or something like
Yeah.
that. Um
Mhm.
so maybe sometime in the future, as you know, we kind of get used to our schedules and maybe have another convention experience. Get some more
Yeah,
practice
that would
in.
be awesome.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm not opposed. We should totally look into that. I guess let us know your thoughts as far as like what kind of meetups you would want to do, or if you've been to others for other podcasts or things that you like. You know, what did they do that you liked? Um, I'm down.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know, guys. Um, do you want to read this one from Stacy?
Sure. Um, Stacy, we love you. You always have a lot of thoughts, and they're always really good. So I know you said in this email that we don't have to feel obligated to like read them all, which is very nice of you, but we're probably going to read most of them, if not all anyway, because it's just good stuff. And we like to, have it be a group discussion. So, first of all, she says, so happy to hear you continue with season 5 of Supernatural. Definitely missed you both through your hiatus. This was October 8th, so it was a while back. Um, and you were really nice and, giving us your best wishes for the upcoming wedding and the baby. Obviously, it went well. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the first thought that she had on here, she says, listening to the podcast, you guys are currently discussing the demon blood addiction and how it's no longer affecting Sam. However, try not to be too upset because this is not a subject that gets forgotten. Okay, good. She says, I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, thank you.
However, suffice it to say, the subject of who, quote unquote, cured Sam, as well as his addiction to the demon blood, will be brought up again soon. Okay. Okay, good.
Awesome.
Because obviously, I mean, we talked about how, like, if it just gets left behind now, that feels problematic because it was an addiction.
Yeah, it was
Full blown.
like an episode before the season premiere of season 5. He was like literally scratching the inner part of his arm for demon blood.
Yeah.
Like it was
Hmm.
insane. Um he like killed a person. Do you remember that? Sam
Oh,
killed
fuck.
a
Yeah, he
person
did.
so that he could drink her
Oh,
blood. Like
God.
it no, it was pretty intense. So thank you, Stacey, for reminding us, for reminding me rather, because I think I was the one that was like, I don't think we hear about this again because, I hadn't remembered. So that's good to know.
Yeah, that's comforting. So at least we'll get back to that. Hopefully get some answers and stuff too.
Hmm.
Um, and so let me see what this episode was about. Because then she said, "Love Chuck in this episode." Was it just the what was the name of that one? I can remember what happened in it and which one it was, but not the name of it.
Um,
This is where we get the new Meg.
I think it was the initial email, the initial episode, Lucifer Rising,
Hmm.
that we see Chuck and that
Yeah,
we
she
we
says
meet the new Meg.
that she loved Chuck. Rob Benedict's quirky, goofy take on everything brings levity. That is well needed with such a dark topic and scene. Totally agree. He's got great comedic timing.
Yeah, he really does.
So even if it's something that's like clearly sad and heavy or whatever, he just,
Hmm.
kind of lightens everything up immediately. But without it being cheesy. He's not cheesy at all.
No, yeah, he's awesome.
Um, she says the new Meg is fantastic, embodies the character so well, and Rachel Miner is one of the most amazingly kind and inspirational people you will ever meet. She currently works for Misha's charity organization, Random Acts of Kindness. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
know
I
that.
we I saw a brief glance of her at the convention, but I didn't go near that because, Christine had not met the new Meg yet. And so,
Thanks.
but it would be great to maybe take a picture with her next time, or like get her autograph. That would be amazing to
I'd
meet
love
her.
that. Cool. Okay, we'll track her down. She says, "Poor Nick, his story is so desperately sad. The idea that his wife and baby had been recently murdered was so extremely tragic. Mark Pellegrino's characterization is so good, and there's so much more of him to come," which I'm really glad about because even then, like, I don't know, I hope there's even still more where we're at now because that was back in October. We watched some more, got some more Mark as
Hmm.
Lucifer. But I don't know, it seems like, he won't be able to be that character forever, but I want him to be. He's just a really good actor. I enjoy him a lot.
He is really great as Lucifer, and it's why I was so excited. I think like Lucifer is one of my favorite characters just because of Mark Pellegrino's performance
Mhm.
as Lucifer, and so yeah, I totally agreed. I love him. He really is the best. I know she mentions the casting department in a second, and
Mhm.
he really is like the one of the best casted people. That does not make sense, but of the show, like he's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I liked him from that first episode where he came out and it was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be good."
Yeah, you just felt for him, and then he's able to also just turn up the smugness of Lucifer as well.
Uh-huh. But he's so subtle about it too. He's really, I don't know, just got so much expression in his voice and his face that he can kind of like
Hmm.
pull out these really subtle emotions, and it's just great.
Yeah.
Stacy goes on to say, "Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. It killed me to see Bobby come down on Sam so hard. Sam was absolutely heartbroken and it was painful to watch. However, we find out quickly exactly why Bobby was being such an ass. He was being possessed by a demon, which completely freaked me out because Bobby is the one that taught the boys about anti-possession symbols. Oof, yeah.
Mm.
She says, I would love to somehow get the backstory on how exactly Bobby was possessed. In the end, Bobby triumphs again, taking back control of his body just enough to prevent the demon from killing Dean and turning the knife on himself. Bobby is my hero. He's my hero
Yeah,
too.
agreed. And she makes a good point. Like, I do we ever see that Bobby has an anti-possession tattoo? I don't think so, right?
Not that I've seen.
Um, Joe and Ellen had the necklaces, and of course, Dean and Sam have the actual tattoo. I would love to see like Bobby just get a anti-possession tattoo on his ass or something like that.
That'd be so
Like,
awesome.
just,
Yeah.
just, yeah. But but otherwise, yeah, I don't think that we have seen the way he protects against that sort of thing, and so it is surprising that he was able to be possessed.
hmm Yeah, I wonder how that happened too. Stacy says on the subject of Meg kissing Dean, because we were like, oh, why? She said, I feel like Meg has
Yeah,
always used her sexuality to get what she wants, even from the very beginning. She flirted with Sam right away. She flirted with the white van dude to get a ride. She sat
that's
on
true.
both
Yeah.
Sam and Dean's lamp to taunt them when they were tied up, and she even minorly flirted with John. I think she enjoys using this tactic to make her victims uncomfortable and establish her dominance. And in this case, it was pretty damn effective. Though Dean's comeback of, is that peanut butter? Was such a classic way to shut her down.
That was a great comeback. I loved
I
it.
did too. It was really
Oh, it
funny.
cracks me up. Um,
Mmm.
yeah, it was really weird in that moment when Meg kissed Dean. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Say what?
but yeah, I think you have a point, Stacy. I totally forgot that she like was sitting on their lap and definitely flirted with John when he was tied up. So, um that makes sense. It was just
hmm
so odd to see those two together,
Yeah.
because Meg had always only interacted with Sam, and so I could have seen her do something like that with Sam. Sam's always getting kissed by the demons, right?
hmm
But with Dean, it was just surprising. It was like, what is their history here? But I
Yeah.
guess Meg just doesn't care.
No, I agree. It just kind of felt a little extreme. Just came out of left field. It wasn't like she just flirted with him or like turned her sexuality on him. It was like, oh, okay, you're kissing now.
Right? Yeah. Oh God.
And now the makeout. Um, so then she says the realization of Dean being the vessel for Michael was a smack upside the head. Yeah, but I felt really dumb about it. It was like, why didn't I see that coming? Anyway, uh, she said, no wonder these douchebag angels have had the hots for Dean all this time. The scene of Zachariah torturing Dean and Sam to try and get Dean to say yes was horrific. Ugh, yeah, it was really awful.
Hmm.
She says, I was so relieved Cass was brought back just in time to save them both. I have to admit, the whole branding in Enochian Cass burned on Sam and Dean's ribs was a really inventive way to hide them from discovery going forward. Yeah, Anna was really badass.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate tattoo.
It's really cool. Also, speaking of Anna, we're like binging Mad Men my second time through, and Anna
Uh huh.
I totally forgot, even though we had just talked about it, that Anna was on Mad Men. And so it's been
Hmm.
interesting seeing her on there, and just in a
That's
completely
weird.
different, yeah, in a completely different role, of course, but it's been nice seeing a few people, I think, from Supernatural. They pop up, and it's just like, oh my God, hey, it's that person.
That's cool. Um, and then, okay, Stacy says that Dean's attitude towards Sam at the end, though completely understandable, was something I never expected. The constant up to this point was how important Sam is to Dean, and vice versa. To see Dean lose faith in Sam left me with a feeling of bereavement and emptiness. So desperately sad. Yeah, it was it was a punch to the gut.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm usually like pissed off at Dean's moods and the way he reacts to things, but this was just hurtful. It just hurt
Hmm.
to see him completely give up on Sam. Um and I'm trying to think, like, it's not like Sam has been given a lot of chances, but I guess just everything that's been happening with the special children, and like he gave him a lot of chances to be honest with him. It was too much for him, but it didn't seem right. It seemed like
Yeah.
it was a little over the top.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. And then she wraps up the email by saying, all in all, so much new information to begin the season. Excited to experience this epic season with you both. Same.
Mm-hmm.
Samesies. It's going to
Yeah,
be good.
it's already so good.
Hmm.
Thanks, Stacy. Great thoughts as usual.
Yeah,
um
thank you.
So this next one is from Hersha, and this was after we talked about I Believe the Children Are Our Future, which was that episode that we absolutely hated. um yeah, God, that episode. So she writes about the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy is like that because Jesse believes what adults slash big kids tell him, rewriting the world around him. That's why the babysitter could scratch through her skull. His overactive imagination trumps physics. What was it about the Tooth Fairy that
Okay.
we didn't think that he could be like, or the Tooth Fairy could be like a large grown man or something? Um, I mean,
I'm trying to remember all the reasons I didn't like that episode.
well, there were,
Um,
I think, a lot. I think the
Many.
main reason was this whole Antichrist storyline that was just, thrown in all of a sudden.
Hmm.
But she does say about the pointlessness of the episode. Slight spoiler, not really though, but the idea of an innocent with insanely strong powers does come back much, 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 much later. That's how many muches she put. But it's not Jesse, she said. So, I feel like that's not too spoilery, because I barely even know what she's talking about. But that's good to know, like that, it's sort of touched upon, I guess, later on, or it's a repeat storyline that
Yeah,
ties
because I
back
think
in.
we also were like, I predict that this is going to be one of those things that we don't hear about again,
Right. Mm-hmm.
which is lame. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you can't just throw in these like potentially, complete like storyline changing plot points
Right. Yeah. It
and
was just
then
like,
just ignore it.
what? The Antichrist is here? Oh, he's gone? He went to Australia.
Yes. Yes.
Um, he basically like witness protected himself, but that's it.
Uh-huh.
That actually, oh God, you're not a Mary Kate and Ashley person, right? Like you didn't grow up with
Not
all of
really.
their movies. There is a Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, bless you,
Thank you.
movie where they go into the witness protection program and they move to Australia. So what if
He's
they
hanging
live
out
in
with
the
Mary Kate and
same
Ashley.
universes? Yes, and Jesse is down in Australia hanging out with Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen and Megan Fox, because Megan Fox, I think, comes out in that movie.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and just, riding jet skis. That's about all I remember from that movie. So I'd like to think that's what's happening. Um,
That's awesome. I hope so. Jesse's a baller.
yeah, he is. Um, so I did also want to touch on this other point in her email. She says, I think this episode gave Sam some hope because he gave the kid a chance he never got, and Jesse chose not to be the demon's pawn. Even though he's demon spawn, I cracked myself up. That did crack me up too. Nice. it's hopeful
I love
mainly.
a good pawn.
Yeah. Wait, did you
Wait,
say
I said
pawn?
pawn.
Yeah.
Pawn
It's a lot of pawn spawn puns. God.
We're still tired.
Yeah, clearly. So she says it's hopeful mainly because Jesse was able to choose correctly because he knew the truth. And it's important that Sam was the one to explain because Sam didn't know the true consequences of killing Lilith. He knows if he had, he wouldn't have done it. So yeah, that's true. Like they were able to really give Jesse all of the details.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's going to happen if you choose this. And then if you choose this, here's what's going to happen instead. So Jesse was fortunate in that regard that he was able to know all of that, where Sam didn't know everything. And yeah, I guess I would hope, right, that Sam wouldn't have done what he did if he knew, killing Lilith would start the apocalypse. I'm Yeah, that makes sense. He was killing Lilith to stop the apocalypse. Like he literally just had the
Yeah, he
wrong
didn't know.
information. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So, thank you, Hersha, for that email.
Thank you. Agree with all that stuff. And you're very funny. Please keep the pawn puns coming.
Yes.
Our next email is from Tony. And Tony says, about the children are our future. I hate this episode. I completely agree. I don't like how they just invented the Antichrist lore. It makes no sense to me, especially when we learn about Nephilim. Nephilim?
Ooh. That is a tiny spoiler for a future creature that we
Okay,
learn about.
that's cool. I'm into it. Half angel, half human. And they never mention Jesse or the Antichrist again. Oh, so I wonder how. Well, we're gonna have to see how it comes back around then, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, what? In 10 more seasons. I'm sorry. So we go past those 10 seasons and then I guess it comes back around again. Okay,
I
there we
mean,
go. Cool. So let's just forget about this for the next 10 seasons.
for the next 10 years, basically.
Yes, Jesus. Then Tony says, I agree the episode was a waste of time. There was no point. I like Bugs better. At least we get some Sam character development in Bugs. Wow.
And that's really saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I was so curious to see, like, I couldn't remember where we had ranked this episode. We actually ranked it at number 64, and Bugs, which is at the end, is at number 90. So
Oh,
actually we've seen
no.
90 episodes already and ranked them. So
That's crazy. That's really crazy. We're going to
I
have to do something
know. What are
special
we gonna
for
do?
100. Is that what you're
I
thinking?
know we have to. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
Dang.
know. Maybe we just wear hats while we record
No one
or
can tell.
something. Yeah, just little party hats and a $100 or $100, 100 balloon or something. I don't know. Who
I like
knows?
it.
We'll do something. Yeah.
Post a picture of us wearing tiny party hats on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we need to. If y'all have ideas too for that, let us know what you think would be fun or funny for the 100th episode.
Yeah, let us know. What would you like?
Yeah. That was it from Tony. Thank you for that. Glad to know we're not
Yeah,
the only ones who
and
hated that so much.
I know. And I feel like other people on Twitter kind of reached out and were agreed with us. Like they were
That's
just like,
good.
what the fuck was this episode? Yeah. So just one last thing from Stacy. She I just loved this because he looked so familiar, and she just wanted to note that the guy who plays Damien in the real Ghostbusters, he was one of the I forgot if he was playing cosplaying as Sam or Dean. I think he was cosplaying as Dean um during that convention, that in the real Ghostbusters. But he also played Bud on Home Alone, like the really rude older brother. So he's, like one of the couple, one side of that couple, and that's actually Bud. And I was like, oh God, yeah, he totally looked familiar. But that's him.
That's so funny.
I love that. I know.
That was a good one. I really liked the two of them. They were great.
They were absolutely great. Um but yeah, that's all of the emails that we have for today. Wow. Yeah, it's nice recording again.
Yeah, this was nice. I forgot what it was like. I have another
I
friend who
know.
has a podcast, and it's been going a little slow for them. I think he just gets impatient. It's actually not that slow. They have followers. And I think he had to miss out on an episode that their friends were doing. And it seemed like he was kind of down about it. He was like, "Well, there's no point." And I was like, "Of course there's a point. It's fun, right? You're not doing it for no reason. It's actually fun to
Yeah.
record and get with your friends and talk about, this topic that you're all interested in. Just keep it going. Who cares?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's been so long since we've gotten to talk about Supernatural. It's been interesting
Mhm.
because I haven't really been on social media too much. And one of the reasons is because I think the last half of season 15, which is the final season, right, of Supernatural,
Mhm.
is about to start or has started
Oh
already.
man.
So we're gonna have to be really careful about social media because I mean, Supernatural is literally
Crawling
going to
with
end this week. And yeah, and Twitter is probably going to be exploding every Thursday night, I think is when
Okay.
when it comes
Good to
on.
know.
So we're going to have to be real careful
Ugh.
not to get spoiled. I know, it's going to be
And I'm
hard.
picturing us at this next convention trying not to pick up
Oh.
any spoilers. It's going to be impossible.
It's going to be
I
totally
literally am just
impossible.
going to I'm just going to have to walk around with like earmuffs on.
Yeah, I mean me too because
With
I'm not
like
watching, like so
yeah.
I'm just yeah, especially with whatever happens in the series finale.
Oh no.
But good luck to all of you fans who are caught up and you're watching in real time with that. And
Yeah,
I'm sure it's a
enjoy.
very exciting time. Um, we have we have like 10 more years before we get there.
But hey, also, I guess we're close to like a third of the way through. I mean, maybe that's a little skewed because we had a short season in there, right?
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean technically, yeah.
but still,
We're a third way through the entire series, almost.
that's bonkers.
Yeah, I know. So uh
Okay, we can
we
do it. It's
yeah,
it's good. We're good.
yeah, it's totally good. Um and we'll be back on schedule after we figure out how babies work on my part, and how handling, two jobs basically on
Yeah,
Christine's
how that
part.
works too.
But we're excited to be back for sure.
Yes, very excited. Um, I know Kristen and I have both been thinking about y'all and wanting to get back to it. And sorry it couldn't happen sooner, but we're back now. So it's gonna be
Yep.
good.
Yep. So again, guys, if you want to send us your emails, you can do that at highwaytohellpodcast@gmail.com. And remember, that's highway HWY. We don't spell it out because it would be too long. And also, it's cooler that way, right? HWY.
We're nothing if not cool.
Right. Except completely socially awkward in person. And probably on here as well. On here as well, probably.
Maybe so.
Uh, and otherwise, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We haven't really been posting a lot, during this hiatus, or at all. But hopefully, we can get back on there and start interacting with you guys. I know it's always so great to hear from you guys on Twitter, and just you guys crack me up sometimes on there, and so it'll be nice, except on Thursday nights, right, to get back on there. So you can follow us there. And yeah, just we look forward to talking to you guys about Abandon All Hope for the next episode. And then, of course, continuing on with season 5. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Onward.
guess, yes, onward. And until next time, we'll see you on the highway to hell. Bye.
Bye.